to Semi-Final Friday here at the CCAA Men's Volleyball National Championships from Holland College in downtown Charlottetown, Prince Edward Island. The second semi-final of the night, the Limoilou Titans are off to championship Saturday and a resounding 4-set victory over the St. Thomas Tommies. And now we get ready for the battle of the juggernauts. The number 4 seed in the black jerseys, the defending champion RDC Kings, against the number 1 seed, the Camosun Chargers from Victoria, British Columbia. Friends, thanks so much for being with us. My contact information is on the screen. I'd love to hear from you throughout the broadcast. Comments, feedback, shout-outs, and opinions. They're introducing the players here. My name is Bill McLean. I'm joined by Eric Moffat. Let's start with the 4 seed, Red Deer Kings. Again, the defending champs. They looked very much the part yesterday.
Well, I mean, this tournament comes down to really the experience that you bring. And, for this match, Red Deer, as you mentioned, the defending national champions. And that means a lot. Not a lot of teams are returning this tournament. Only 3 of them are returning. So, for the Red Deer Kings, I think they're bringing on a lot of confidence. And, they're looking very good so far through that national quarterfinal, that 4 versus 5 battle, taking out the St. Clair Saints.
And meanwhile, the number 1 seeded Camosun College Chargers, they had wait around all day yesterday to play, and then they played the number 8 seeded Hurricanes. Got a little more than they bargained for with a plucky group of Hurricanes, but did prevail in 3 sets. But again, like I just said about Red Deer, this is a very legitimate number 1 seed.
Oh yeah, I mean, you gotta give all props. I watched that final, where Camosun ended up, hosting that provincial championship in the Pac West, taking out the number 1 ranked team, the Douglas College Royals. And I know that some of the Douglas College Royals athletic staff are here. They're hosting the Nationals next weekend, and they in tough that they weren't here on their own right, but Camosun earned their way here, and they were looking so good yesterday. And Vitor Macedo just giving a little hello there during the starting lineup announcement, and he managed the game so well. He's such a dynamic player, the player from Rio de Janeiro, Brazil, and we're going to expect a lot out of the 4th-year senior from Brazil.
There is Sadowski, the big man in the middle. Outstanding yesterday. And Doug Waterman. Real solid starter for the Chargers. We're at the Holland College Center for Community Engagement right here in downtown Charlottetown on a frigid March evening in the city.
Should be a good match here. This is going to be the match of the tournament. I think it's what a big battle between these 2 Titans. We'll see who's the best out of the West. Here in Charlottetown, Prince Edward Island. These teams traveled a long way. 4-hour time difference for this team out of BC. The Chargers and the Red Deer Kings, it's a 3-hour time difference there. So, man, they're going to come out swinging. We're going to put on a show. These guys are going to put on a show for the crowd that are watching here at the Center for Community Engagement, and as well sitting at home.
We just finished up. The winner gets the Limoilou Titans, an incredibly athletic and gifted and well-coached team that beat the Tommies in 4 sets. So a good challenge awaits the winner of this one. The loser will get back into the bracket for the bronze medal tomorrow night at 6. It's Semi-Final Friday on Bell Alliant Community 1 in conjunction with CCAA TV. From Holland College, great to have you with us. Again, contact information on the screen. Love to hear from you. Comments, feedback, shout-outs, opinions. Let us know where you're watching from. Let's settle in to this national semifinal featuring 2 of the best teams in the country. Number 1 seeded Camosun, defending champion Red Deer. And to get us started, it is Jeremy Finn, the 5th-year senior. Good swing on the near side for Dubinsky. Comes up short. Played over by Regan Fathers. Macito, and a good start for Doug Waterman.
And that's the offense that they generate, and they're going to see a lot of energy out of this Camosun team. And, man, it's a great first set here from Vitor Macedo and connecting really well with Douglas Waterman.
1-0 for Camosun. Luke Brisbane, the CCAA Player of the Year, and Finnegan will score here to get Red Deer started. I thought Finnegan yesterday, pound for pound, throughout the entire 4 games, was the best player of the day yesterday.
Yeah, I mean, that's why he was the kills leader for his team, and obviously looking very good for this Red Deer program. But I mean, Luke, you know, with Brisbane, he's just such a dynamic player. He's such a tall blocker, and he just adds so many options.
Good swing on the far side as they get Ryan Plant going. Second-year player from Comox.
Some of the Augustana players coming in here now to cheer on the brothers of the ACAC conference.
2-1. Doug Waterman, first-year player from Victoria, comes up short on the serve.
You know, it's so interesting. You know, you battle back and forth, and you're big rivals during the season, but then you go to nationals and you help support the teams, and that comes with you know, always being there for the wild card. You want to have the wild card, and you know, cheering on your fellow teams for your own conferences helps push to get that wild card spot for the next year's nationals, so that you know, there's more representation. That's the ACAC. The Red Deer Kings are here because of that wild card process.
Big serve by Finnegan. The response by Cameron Fenema, a second-year player from Victoria. Shout out to Chargers announcer Ian LaHaye checking in, the voice of the Chargers. Great to have him with us. Looking forward to this one. 3-3 in the early going. Back to serve is Ryan Plant. Coach Linda Henderson checking in as well, former coach of the Chargers. Off the net, Brisbane was there. McIntyre. And on the far side, Regan Fathers couldn't get it go, and a nice response for the Chargers.
Yeah, the Brazilian Macedo just getting a great kill from the Chargers and hit it right at Brisbane, the CCAA Player of the Year, just showing us some chin music on that one.
Great chance there for the setter to get in a good kill on his counterpart. Brisbane. Fathers. That's in for Regan.
That's a great swing by Regan, and able to get that kill, but Brisbane just in transition, able to get a perfect set out there, and that makes it just look so easy.
Nice dig. Macedo back to Fenema.
Nice quick option out there to Fenema. Just a quick kill, and you know, it's just so, it makes it so easy when you're trying to make a nice play like that, you know, and you run that potential quick option out of the middle in a 4, but then you set out to power. It just makes it, you know, just creates chaos on the other side. Great to see.
Fenema comes up well short on the serve. 5-5 in the early going. Back in the fourth we go between these two Titans.
Who will be taking on the Titans tomorrow? One of the winner of this match.
Bit of an overpass there from Adrian. Point to the Red Deer Kings, 6-5.
Yeah, a little bit of talk at the net here between these two teams as both teams seem to dance with that center line and each trying to give the blame to the other about contact underneath the net.
Good looking serve for Dubinsky, the first-year player from Australia, one of 3 Australians on this team. Great dig by Dubinsky. There's Brisbane. Finnegan had to wait for it. From the back row, no luck for Fenema. And our first big, long point of the match, and it goes to the Kings with Dubinsky.
Yeah, it's a great shot down the line, and Finnegan just making some great digs in the backcourt for the Red Deer Kings, trying to make sure that they get that ball back in a transition and you know, just an easier chance, and that connection between Finnegan on the backside and Brisbane just creating some great options.
Good swing on the near side here for Jeremy Finn, the 5th-year senior. 7-5, 7-6 make that now for Red Deer. Tip of the hat to Jake Plant watching in Comox, cheering for his son Ryan. That's from GD Duder. On Twitter, Alex Sadowski. Battle at the net, won by Finn. King scrambling, free ball for the Chargers. Macedo, Jeremy Finn, and that's blocked by Terleski, one of the third Australian in this group.
Yeah, in that front row, you had the 3 Australians. Not very often that you'll see that in Canada, that 3 countrymen from outside of Canada were all in the front row. Regan Fathers back at the service line, though.
No luck for the Chargers on service reception. And a little separation here for Red Deer.
Yeah, great run down there by Ryan Plant, who we heard from his father checking in here, that able to go into the stands, and my understanding that they're going to let them play, try to make those spectacular plays here this weekend.
Best, Masito, Jeremy Finn on the long set. And a violation here on the Chargers. 10-6 for Red Deer.
Yeah, Coach Parkinson wants to know who got that fault, and it was definitely left side hitter Gabriel Duval from the Chargers. Or sorry, that was Jeremy Finn.
Near side, Finn. That eats up Regan Fathers. A kill for Finn, and it's 10-7.
Some great action here in Charlottetown. You know, there's lots of volleyball community members that are here that may not normally be Holland College fans, and I see some of the Stu fans that have remained back here to watch this great semifinal.
Brisbane, Finnegan powers it off the block. Waterman sets up Finn, and that's going to sail for Jeremy. They went off the block, but no dice. It'll go to the Kings.
Yeah, Regan Fathers had a great lead there, let that ball fall well out. Could have got to that one. It was slow pace, a little bit of a change up, but well left by Fathers.
11-7. Terleski. Masito. Nicely done for Finn on the other side now, and that is in for the Kings. They steal one.
You know what? I think that a lot of players would have let that ball fall, and because I thought it was going out myself from our angle up here in the broadcast booth, but ball tags that line, and that's why the Red Deer Kings are up here 12-7 in this match. Wow, it's a little bit of separation here in the early going.
All right, so welcome to Holland College. Semifinal Friday on Community One, and our second semifinal. And just to recap, our friends who weren't here for the first semifinal, a good start for the Tommies, but somewhere towards the end of the second set, it became the Teton show. It was all Limolu, and they did it with incredible team play and just a real dynamic display of athleticism.
Yeah, I mean, that team has been on a roll since just about 3 weeks before the season's end. They were in that third spot for the longest time, and then rolled into provincial championships, getting a couple upsets, and then just gathering some energy. And that's what you see a lot in that Quebec conference. You see that bravado and that confidence. And I don't want to say arrogance, because I don't think that there's any type of disrespect on any of those teams. But it's that Quebec joie de vivre. They just exude that bravado quite a bit, and showed their strength here playing against a Tommy's team that I think felt as though they were lucky. Or not lucky, they played very well in the quarterfinal, but maybe mentally had checked out thinking that they got that big win.
Big swing on the near side, Nick Dubitsky, and it's 13-7. It's a far too often used term now, but swagger. Swagger,
I love even if you even go swagger, swagger. That's when you know that you got swagger, is when you say swagger.
Masito, a big rip at it. That doesn't come over the net for Ryan Plant, and the number 1 seed in trouble here in the first set.
Yeah, quite a bit of separation here, doubling up the points, 14-7 in this match, and Red Deer showing why they are the defending national champions.
Good looking serve for Terleski, and that's going to sail on Ryan Plant, 15-7.
We may be seeing a substitution here coming shortly from the Chargers.
I think Gabriel Friend was going to check back in, or check in. Or Gabriel Friend, sorry.
Yeah, we saw him last night, the Jerusalem native, one of many international students that play in the Pac West and the ACAC.
Meanwhile, the early storyline is Red Deer College, 16-9. Number 4 seeded defending champs. Terleski, the first-year Australian. Venema. And that's much better for Ryan Plant.
Well, that's a great response there by Camillson on that play, and especially for Plant with that, swinging out of that left side. We talked about it yesterday. It's so hard as a lefty to make that shot, but you're so crafty. You can make those cross-court shots across the body, and that's why lefties tend to be very successful in volleyball.
Nice dig for Macedo. Plant gets it over. Block on the near side. They get Finnegan on the setup from Justin Lucas. 16-9.
Finnegan thinking that he should probably not have gotten that set, or maybe he's got some overlying issues. He right away he put that ball right in the block and straight down. Then Finnegan gets subbed out right away for Cash, and it'll be interesting to see what's going on, the storyline behind that one.
So Cashton D'Souza in. He was really good off the bench yesterday for the Kings. And back on the service line is the fifth-year senior from West Bank, Jeremy Finn. McIntyre, overpass, Brisbane, a joust with Venema. Luke Dubinsky, and that's going to sail on Nick Dubinsky.
Yeah, just a little bit wide, and I thought some great net play there, and that's what we're going to see out of these tall teams from the West, is we're going to see a lot of battles at the net, a lot of jousts, just trying to build that block up and just work away at it. And I think the Brisbane's probably got the advantage in most instances for the Red Deer Kings.
That's going to sail on the far side for Jeremy Finn. 17-10, Kings in control in the first set. Back to serve will be Brisbane. Imagine the Red Deer coaching staff over the summer talking to folks, hey, we got some recruits coming. Yeah, we got 3 players from Australia who are going to come over and play for us. That's not a bad recruiting class.
I mean, we know that in the CCAA you only have a maximum, I believe, of 3 international students you can have on your team. So to have all 3 of them come from Australia, you put a lot of faith in that program.
That's going to sail, 18-10.
I mean, if there's any program in men's volleyball that's been known for its excellence over the past 25 years, it's the Red Deer Kings. They went on that swing, 7 consecutive national championships, through the early 2000s, and that's what they're known for. They're born and bred to be volleyball players.
There's a big block in the middle for Justin Lucas, and it's 19-10.
Man, everything working well to the favor of this of the Red Deer Kings in this match.
Back to serve is Brisbane. We're on the air tomorrow at 10 for 5-match championship Saturday.
Tyler Remenda coming into the match here. He's going to replace Cameron Fenema.
6 o'clock tomorrow night, your bronze medal game, and then at 8 o'clock it is the championship. Here's Brisbane. Best overpass, easy pickings for D'Souza, and they double up Camosun one more time, 20-10.
And there's a second timeout from Charles Parkinson for the Camosun Chargers, and you expect as a number 1 seed that you're going to come in here and be battling back and forth. And although I thought maybe that the Red Deer Kings would come out on the favorable end on this match, potentially, with all the history and the defending national champions, but I didn't think that it was going to be a 10-point lead down the stretch here. The Chargers are really trying to find their groove, and maybe it's got something to do with the travel, the jet lag, but they had it in tough with a Holland team, a host team. The noise is so loud, and especially in this small gym where the Chargers hosted a couple weekends ago the BC, the Pac West Championships in a field house, and lots of noise there, obviously cheering them on, but quite different here. But man, it's something's got to change here for Parkson and his boys if they want to make a match out of this. Maybe you just throw this one away and you say, you know what, we got to work from behind here, and we got to work and get the next 3 sets. Just wash it out, and we'll continue to work. Hope to contain those Kings, the Red Deer Kings, that are looking to get crowned tomorrow.
All right, well, you're watching the championships right here on Community One in conjunction with CCAA TV. 20-10 in the first set. Brisbane, the CCAA Player of the Year. And responding is Waterman out of the timeout. It went right at Remenda, but he did a good job, did the third-year Calgarian. Doug Waterman back to serve. The Chargers need to do just that to get back here in the first set. McIntyre and a big swing on the back row that Regan Fathers comes up short on. We didn't talk much about Regan Fathers yesterday, but a dynamic young athlete for this Red Deer.
Yeah, he didn't play late for the Red Deer Kings. They brought in, from the bench, another player. Trying to remember who it was. It wasn't McIntyre. It was Lucas, or no, it was. Can't remember at this time. We'd have to look at the stat sheet. So much action. It's so tough to try to remember everything that's going on. But it's this Red Deer team is going to probably try to be aggressive. They have so much of a point differential here that they're just trying to get in the heads of the Chargers during this match. But maybe they'll climb their way back in. Try to come back in for some 2-0-for-1s and try to steal one here in the late going.
2013, a 3-point run, but that comes to an end with the kill for Justin Lucas. All right, D'Souza from the service line, where he was very good yesterday. 21-13.
Sadowski was looking for an explanation of how far over the line he was on the centerline violation called by the down referee.
Good looking serve again for D'Souza. Nice dig by Best. Plant gets in a hit, but blocked by Lucas, and then blocked again. Lucas and Fathers are there.
Man, those are some quick hands by Fedor Macedo, and you just got to appreciate a great setter like Fedor Macedo. He's generating some great offense. Luke Brisbane on the other side is just as good, and he's got his advantage would be his height. I mean, that's what shows as the CCAA Player of the Year.
Freend will come in. There's D'Souza. Overpass for Jeremy Finn. Brisbane, Fathers. A little no-look hit there. It goes down the far side. Freend tips it over. Dubinsky, Brisbane, Fathers. Blocked by Camosin with Remenda.
Yeah, nice three-man block there, and it was just so apparent that they were going to go there. And that's what you like to see from these teams from out west. They're so aggressive on the block. They move laterally so well, and that's why he was able to get all the way over there was Remenda.
Service error in response for the Chargers. A quick side out, and now they can side out here easily. Can the Red Deer Kings, barring a Chargers run. Back to service, Justin Lucas. Macedo. And a big rip there by Freend. Tipped over by Fathers. Blocked in the middle is Sadowski, 23-14.
And Fathers knows that he got away with one of those, because after Brisbane got that big dig, he just sent a high tip over the other side, basically a free ball, and they were able to get away with that one. Nice play here by the Red Deer Kings.
What's that little trick serve? A big block by Terleski.
Yeah, Dubinsky got a big block on that one. He had his hands just postage stamped on that ball. You couldn't get past that big block from Dubinsky on that one.
All right, so the first set, a resounding one for the Red Deer Kings, the defending champs, making an early statement. And they take this first set 25-14. They're watching the championships here on Bell Alliance Community 1 and CCAA TV. All right, so the number one seeded Camosun College Chargers coming in from beautiful Vancouver Island. What are the Chargers going to do to start getting back in this thing?
I don't know. I think you just got to find that swagger. I mean, this is a skilled team that we're talking about, and I think that Charles Parkinson, just getting his lineups in, but assistant coaches are assisting right now, trying to make sure that they get focused, knowing what the tendencies are on Red Deer and what they're tending to do right now, because it's just Red Deer is all over this match. Not in 1,000 years did I ever think that this match would start off with a 25-14 win, and just because the skill level between these two teams, but Red Deer is Red Deer is just a machine out there. I mean, that's why they're perennial contenders every year. I mean, they participate at all these the CCAA national championships over the years, and a lot of good mentorship. We talk about the athletics director at the time, or I can't remember if he still is, Keith Hansen, who used to be the coach of the men's volleyball team, and he's phenomenal asset for that program, and obviously a mentor for Aaron Shula. Shula's, you know, a good player and great coach in his own right, taking over this Red Deer team. You know, you got to put the hands of the right guy to guide a program that's so well known in the CCAA for men's volleyball, and that's what Aaron Shula has done, a former CCAA Coach of the Year. But you know, for the Chargers, it's you just got to contain all the errors, make sure that you play that systems game, and you know, just trying to force the play here.
All right, PCS Victoria. Thanks very much, guys. Cheering on Cam Fenema, PCS alum. Everybody there at PCS Victoria cheering on the Chargers. Great to have you guys with us. Can the Chargers respond here in the second set? Chargers with a victory yesterday over Holland College. And then the Kings defeating the St. Clair Saints. The winner gets Limolu tomorrow at 8 o'clock.
Man, we had lots of people checking on the Twitter on that last match, and not as much in this match. Maybe a little bit of the close presence of the St. Thomas Tommies. We had a few tweets from Limolu fans, but would love to hear from you guys. So make sure to connect with Bill McLean on Twitter, and you know, love to hear from you.
B. McLean Sports on Twitter, whether you be in Red Deer, Victoria, or wherever you're watching this one. Great to have you with us. And now we'll see if Camosun in the white jerseys on the left-hand side can respond to the Kings. And they'll start off with Brisbane on the service line. Nicely done for Luke. Fenema was there. And that's a good start. Jeremy Finn scores on the near side.
Man, that was just so sneaky. You know, Cashin D'Souza just gave so much room there to try to get around that block, and just a power tip on that one.
3 kills in the early going for Nick Dubinsky to lead all attackers. D'Souza off his left arm. Macito, a big swing for Plant. Nicely dug out by McIntyre. Confusion on the free ball. Fathers gets it over. Macito, no luck for Waterman. A scrambly play here. Sloppier both teams. Plant, an attack and a block on the near side by Dubinsky.
Man, what a block there, and usually Dubinsky plays on the right side, but obviously in this rotation where Cashin D'Souza was in position 2, they keep Dubinsky over on that left-hand side, able to get that big block.
Kristen D'Souza, or Cashin D'Souza, sorry. Adrian Best, Macito, Waterman. D'Souza was there, overpass. Adrian Best. And quickly up and down for Cameron Fenema.
Saw a little bit that they try to run a quick middle and quick to the outside on that one. So trying to draw the middle blocker to stay with the middle, trying to give a lot more one-on-one options to the outside hitters here. So hopefully seeing some more dynamic offense from this Camosun team, and we'll see what happens here.
There's Waterman. Fathers. Fenema finds a hole on the far side. Brisbane couldn't get there.
Nice little tandem opportunity there for the Kings, but point goes in favor of the Chargers.
So here's Camosun with a 3-1 lead. That is in. Misplayed by McIntyre. And there will be a change.
Yeah, overruled on that one.
So take the point off the board, put it on the side of the Kings, and 3-2 your score. Justin Lucas, Macito, Fenema. Confusion here, but now here come the Chargers. Fenema again, and that's much better for Cameron.
Yeah, Fenema getting a nice shot there, and we're seeing that the Chargers are running a faster option here, so the blockers from Red Deer are going to have to keep up with this one.
4-2. Back to serve Ryan Plant. He's been swinging hard. has Ryan. That is out. 5-2 for Camosun.
Wonder a couple points back if Shula has got so much coaching experience and a former coach of the year that he might have sold that call to the referee on that one.
Ryan Plant. D'Souza, Brisbane, and that's a tough get for Dubinsky. Met. That'll be a violation. A little bit too reachy there on Fenema.
Yeah, it was just a little farther off the block, and it was an interesting play. And that's when we get to the next level of volleyball, these referees, that's the major component, is being able to judge how the ball is handled at the net, whether it's a reaching beyond, a back row attack, or a back row block, or if it's a 50-50 ball. And great call there by Hugo.
Fenema got into one. Dubinsky now. Nicely done by Plant. Fenema again, they are working him hard, and he scores again on the little tip.
Yeah, you think that the Chargers would be coming out swinging on this one, but getting a lot of kills, get a lot of points on the tips here.
Back to service, Fenema. He's had a busy second set. McIntyre. In system are the Kings. And a big finish for Regan Fathers.
Yeah, nice swing off the touch from the Aussie. And if there's any fans watching from Australia, watching these three Australian players, love to hear from you. So send out the shout-outs on Twitter. Love to hear from you guys. We talked a little bit yesterday about the Australian national team having a great World League last year in FIVB men's volleyball.
Jeremy Finn. There's a big swing for Terleski.
Man, that was a phenomenal kill. And just so hard. I mean, especially going across the body to make that shot. You've got to be so well tuned to make that happen.
6-5 for Camosun. Fathers off the net. Chargers scrambling. McIntyre, good pass. Brisbane, a little bit too short for his fellow countryman. Jeremy Finn, the block by Brisbane and Terleski, and then Terleski. Great point here. Finn rolls one over and scores.
Wow, that's some great play, and Shula's having some words with the down official here on this one. Thought there might have been a call, but I really don't know what he was looking for. Maybe just it's the only guy that he can talk to instead of talking to the referee on the stand.
7-5. Nicely done, Brisbane, but getting a dig on it was Plant. And a swing in the middle for Terleski.
Yeah, great swing. Draws the blocker in, touches that net tape, but man, what a fast option. And that's what Luke Brisbane does for this Red Deer team. And man, it's so dynamic. Good battle here so far in this second set after a pretty convincing win in that first set.
Into the net by Terleski. Tyler Blank, a great tweet here from Tyler. The status of Finnegan. We're in the midst of all this, we've lost track of Finnegan. He's over there on the bench, still sitting down as Finnegan. So remember, he went out there in the first set. But we'll try to keep an eye on Finnegan for you. And actually, we have a runner with us who's been doing a great job. We'll see if maybe she can find out anything. But 8-7 right now as the Kings respond. There's Brisbane. Big serve by Luke, and off the hand of Fenema. 8-8.
Man, that's the CCAA Men's Volleyball Player of the Year right there, Luke Brisbane. And every time that they get an ace, the bench captain and all the bench do a nice little dance, a little jig, and almost not a river dance, but something of the same sorts.
Brisbane again into the net this time for Luke. Daniel checking in on Twitter. Thank you, Daniel. Keith Hansen, still the athletic director at RDC.
Yeah.
Great stuff there. And Mark Ritter. Thank you, Mark. Sending a shout out to his former team, RDC, and his main man, Veter, with the Camosun Chargers. Jeremy Finn, McIntyre, Brisbane, and Regan Fathers rips into one from the pipe.
Wow, that was a monster hit, and he went right at the lib. Adrian Best, he tried to get to that one, but almost looked like a little bit of chin music, but it sounded like it went off a bunch of fingers. So, but that was a Thought there was a speed limit in here, but that was well not enforced on that. Yeah, that was a great hit by Red Deer.
9-9, here's DeSouza. Adrian Best and Venema. All right, so now we're settling into what we thought we would have.
This is more of what I was looking for
right
in this match on a 25-14 first set victory. You know, this is a back and forth battle. They're hitting angles, great kills, and just exactly what you want to see between these two teams.
Back to serve is Doug Waterman. 10-9 for Camosun. McIntyre. Dubinsky, the Calgarian, gets into one. The senior.
Yeah, just tags the corner on that one, Dubinsky, and you know, the lines person had his eyes right there on that one, and tied game here, 10-10.
Macito. Venema blocked this time. Finn from the back row. Brisbane was there. A nice set for Dubinsky for the big man Terleski.
Man, that would have been a great dig by Finn in the backcourt. Unfortunately, a net call on the Chargers, and it's just a tough play. Man, Finn went back and got that, thought it was well out of reach. Some speed on that play.
Macito, yes sir, in the middle, and the big response for the big Sadowski, the fourth-year senior from Victoria.
This is a battle of the big boys right here. If you're a volleyball fan, you know, you've got to tell all your friends and family to tune into this match. This is a phenomenal match in this second set.
The pace is phenomenal. D'Souza, Brisbane, Dubinsky, blocked. Right there is D'Souza. Fathers gets it through the block of Sadowski.
Just back and forth battle here. Continues to side out. Just, man, what an enjoyable match that we see here. And this is not the volleyball that you see normally and haven't seen in about 10 years. Of course, World League is coming to Summerside and to Halifax in the Atlantic region, so lots of great volleyball coming, but man, this is some great volleyball.
Far side getting high and knocking it in is Venema, just getting the line off the net.
Yeah, you know, it's interesting that he got that in because that danced along the tape a little bit, but just found that, tagged that line. It was a lucky shot, but he probably knew that he was going to get that kill.
Here's Venema. 12-12. D'Souza. No luck for Terleski. Actually, he will get the kill as Chargers couldn't get it from Plant.
Yeah, Finn tried to get to that one, but it came off the net a little weird, so didn't really get good contact. But man, it's just back and forth volleyball, side out after side out. This is what men's volleyball is at the highest of levels, and great to see here in Charlottetown.
13-12. Finnegan over the block. D'Souza was there to support, and Dubinsky had to wait for it. Finnegan got a finger on it. Nice crafty play by Macito, and he'll score. 13-13, oh my. A good one here in the second set.
Great run down here by the Red Deer defense, just couldn't get to it though.
13-13. That's in. Sadowski.
Yeah, Fathers knows that he should have got to that one. It was well inside his seam.
14-13. Back to serve is Alex Sadowski, the senior. Hometown product. A vicious serve that goes off Regan Fathers.
Yeah, back-to-back service reception errors here from Regan Fathers, and timeout will be called here by Aaron Shula, trying to rally the troops, back and forth volleyball, and right there, 3 consecutive points. And former CCAA Coach of the Year, Aaron Shula, is going to try to think of ways to get into the heads. He doesn't head in the timeout, lets his assistant coaches manage the timeouts for him. Just trying to write things down, figure out what to do, and I think that he's still got confidence in his squad that he's going to be able to get out of this set, despite being down by 2 points.
Well, again, a big storyline for Red Deer, even though they won 25-14 and trail here 15-13, is the absence of Finnegan. We do have a tweet from Jay Schultz, and we'll try to get this confirmed, that he's been battling a quad injury, and it kind of has that look to it, as a guy who kind of felt a little bit of a tint or problem with his quad. He's not up with his teammates going through warm-ups during the timeout. Again, we'll try to get our source to confirm that here. Daniel talking about Regan Fathers. Regan Fathers came over after the Christmas. And Braden O'Toole. Thank you, Braden. Checking in.
Yeah, just, talking about Tim Finnegan, he's got lots of national championship experience, so they were going to look at him to get him through this match and on the backs, but they not really sure about how many players are back from last year's championship team, but that just talks about the environment that they have at Red Deer, about just that quality of excellence that they have, and it's great to see.
So Finnegan is still sitting down. Again, we'll try to confirm. Meanwhile, Red Deer hanging in there nicely. Alex Sadowski is on a roll right now for Camosun. McIntyre, D'Souza off the block. They score out of the timeout. Vanessa Carlson mentioning that dance that they do. That's what got her going to games in the first place. She loved going to those games.
Nice.
Now watching over there in the UK. Great to have you with us over in the UK. The RDC Ace Dance.
Anthony Finnegan now checked into the match.
D'Souza. Violation on the Chargers. We're all tied up at 15.
Yeah, it was just an unfortunate play there. So Waterman came all the way over, kind of got caught up near the referee stand, so didn't really get in spot in time to get back into the middle. So he went into the right side block and caused a little confusion. Vitor Macedo didn't really know that he was going to be there, so that's why the net violation there.
Service error, 16-15. Here's Vitor Macedo. Good serve by Vitor. Fathers was there. Brisbane, and flying in is Dubinsky, but he gets under it. And it goes to Camosun.
Yeah, just duffed that shot a little bit. It was so flat palm that there was not really a chance once it left the hand that it was going to go in. It blew right out the back towards the ball roller.
Vitor, 17-15, a service error for Macedo. Back to serve is Luke Brisbane from Melbourne. (17-16). Here's Luke. Off the tape. Best was there. Macedo, Waterman, and that is saved by the Kings. A free ball, but that will sail. Well, great effort, but the Kings can't make it work on a free ball.
Parkinson not really happy. He thought that ball came out within the antenna. So he's complaining about that one, saying that the linesperson should have brought the flag up. So, anyways, referee Hugo's just going to let the captain know to tell Parkinson to not have any conversation. Both officials on the floor, the R2 and R1, comfortable with the fact that the ball did cross over top of the antenna, or at least a part of the ball over top of the antenna, which is still considered an out ball. So if you're going to go pursue that ball outside or over top of the antenna, you're allowed to bring it back within the antenna, or outside the antenna again.
Dubinsky, Macedo, that is out. Good job by the Kings recognizing. 18-17 of the big kill for Dubinsky, and back to serve again, Tristan D'Souza.
And Macedo tried to get that big dig, but just a little too hot to handle for him.
D'Souza. Fenema was there. Ryan Plant, nicely done.
At some point, the Kings are going to need a steal here, because right now, they got a steal earlier because it was a 3-point difference in the match, or a 2-point difference, which actually they're continuing to exchange side-outs, my apologies. But, if they continue the side-out game here, the Chargers are going to take this second set. Red Deer needs to make something happen to try to get a steal.
Regan Fathers responds, 19-18.
Yeah, that's about as far as you can hit it from across the court, because, it's that long line there from one corner to the other.
Fenema to Sousa. And that's going to be 2 hits on Brisbane.
I thought Brisbane's hands weren't really settled. Kind of weird because usually he's so strong on the hands, and he wasn't so much on that one. So he got called on that one, obviously on the double by the head referee. An accurate call on this one, but I thought they might transition for the steal on that play.
There's Ryan Plant to Sousa. Brisbane and a big swing for Terleski. Finn. They went off the touch, but no, it'll stay with Red Deer.
Both coaches just having some ball handling, the high level of control. What was it? The high standard of ball control that I've heard from Mark Keese, a bronze medal beach volleyball player from the '96 Atlanta Olympics, and thought as though that should have been called a non-setter taking second contact. The play continued and point went to Red Deer anyways.
Big swing. Venema back to work. 21-19. I mean, what's been the biggest lead here?
It's only been 2 points because it was just back and forth, and that's what I was talking about, the side-out game. The teams have been siding out, and then there was a 3-point swing in favor of the Chargers, and ever since that, it's been side-out again. So if you play a side-out game here for the rest of the rest of this set, well, the set's going to go to Campbellton. So, and that's what I mean. From a mental focus, I know this is a shootout. Every team seems to transition from reception and get the kill right away. So you hope to maybe, if you have that serve, is that you get that ball back and transition and get that steal.
Nicely done by Brisbane on the run. Gabrielle Duval into serve. And a violation on the Kings, and now a 3-point lead for the Chargers, which is some big separation in a set like this.
Yeah, that's the second time out for Aaron Shula, and he is not happy. There's a center line violation on that one, and he felt as though that shouldn't have been called, especially later on in this match. Let the players battle it out unless there was some kind of contact underneath the net. But, for Coach Shula, he's down by 3 points. He's not getting that steal that he wants his team to get. So Lou Brisbane has got to try to manage the offense. It all comes down to the block. If you can try to serve the ball and get a big block, they haven't really had that opportunity because, it's just been side out after side out after side out. It's just been a great match, and Chargers are back into this. We could be going to a best of 3 if they split the first 2 sets.
Well, we do have confirmation. It is he's been battling the quad injury all year long, has Tim Finnegan. Over there now he has the warm-up top on. So we may not, sorry, it's the wrong player. Finnegan is standing up now, but he has been battling the quad injury. I mean, that's just, have you seen it ever have 2 days with bigger heartbreak in a tournament? I mean, we had the situation where Luke Ryan, 2 seconds before they're about to go to the bench to begin, rolls his ankle. He's out for the tournament of Augustana, and now the 5th-year senior playing in one of the biggest games of his career. And he has to go back to the bench with a nagging quad injury. But that is why we love it. It's the incredible display we're seeing, and the heartbreak as well. Blocked at the net, and the Kings back in business, 22-20.
Yeah, great side out by the Red Deer Kings on this one, and now is the time that they're going to need to get the steals, and maybe that's what Finnegan brings. He would have helped get those steals on the block for the Kings against this Chargers team, but man, back and forth battle.
22-20. Here's Regan Fathers. And now Fathers, with the absence of Finnegan, he's got to be huge. The first-year player has really have to step it up. Adrian Best, Masito, Sadowski.
Yeah, right back. And this is match management, and this is what you teams. And that's because you always see, like in the ACA conference or the Quebec conference, you go on runs, and that doesn't happen in the West. It's continuous battle, and that's why you try to keep your timeouts for later in the match.
Brisbane. Dubinsky tears into one, and that goes off the basketball backboards that hang from the ceiling here.
Man, that was a great swing, going cross court, going right at Ryan Plant. Great swing.
All right, so pretty much now or never here for the Kings in this second set. They need Terleski to put 2 or 3 in a row. Can they save it? They do. Off the big swing from Fenema. Masito. Jeremy Finn rolls one over nicely right in front of Brisbane.
If I'm Coach Shula, I'm not really happy about that play, but not really letting his player, create a lot of crisis situation there. Should have made that dig, but just so challenging. You want to battle back and forth, but it's going to be a set point here for Chargers.
3 set points. Dubinsky, the runner, nicely placed in front of the diving Adrian Best and the kneeling Masito. All right, 24-22. Camosun needs a side out to push this to a 1-1 match here. Luke Brisbane, good looking serve. Best, Masito, in system are the Chargers. Actually a little bit of an overset. From the back row, Father is blocked emphatically by Doug Waterman. And the number 1 seed responds, 25-22.
Man, what an incredible play. And just when you thought that maybe that the Red Deer Kings were going to get a steal in that sequence, they just get a big stuff block from Doug Waterman, and just a great play. And this is why this is going to be a great match. Despite the 25-14, maybe you just wash that one away. Now it's at even keel. It's a best of 3 match for this national championship semifinal. Both teams are trying to earn some hardware right away, and just be tough. You lose this match and you have to play at 12 o'clock tomorrow in a bronze medal semifinal, and then try to win that match and then play in a bronze medal game later on that day. So it's you want to leave it all out in the court here tonight. Make sure that you gain some hardware right away, and that's what Limoilou came away with in that first national semifinal. Able to, despite the Tommy surge in the first set, we're able to contain that and just executed so well through the last 3 sets.
All right, you are watching the CCAA Men's Volleyball National Championships on Bell Alliant Community 1 in conjunction with CCAA TV. From Holland College here in Charlottetown, Prince Edward Island. Great to have you with us. Contact information on the screen. B. McLean Sports on Twitter. Thanks to everybody who's reached out so far. All right, so obviously the big challenge now for this Red Deer team, moving on without a guy who we thought was one of the best players of the day yesterday. But again, it always has to be that one person either in the starting lineup who takes his game to the next level, or somebody who comes off the bench that you hadn't dialed in that day as being a key component.
But to be understanding that the Red Deer team is so deep. I mean, you bring in Cashin D'Souza, and he played very well in replacement for Finnegan. So it's not like it's that they have a short bench. I thought that St. Thomas didn't really play deep. They didn't really bring any subs in. So, and there's other teams, Augustana, and that, they lost their big player and really couldn't counter. They brought in Seneca in on the right side, and he was somewhat effective, but really didn't make it happen for them. So they did a 3rd set change in that quarterfinal there yesterday afternoon. Brought in 6'6", Shane Kimber, and he didn't really get it done. So it's just so tough. You take so many points off the floor because Finnegan's not on, or Luke Ryan's not on for Augustana. That and Nick, you talk about Nick Levesque. I mean, Nick Levesque went down early on in that first set, but St. Thomas was able to counter. But in that first set, continuing to push. But then when Nick Levesque came back in, they couldn't really find their swagger, really, and that's what happens in these games. It's you never know what's going to happen, and you always want to see some great athletes put on a phenomenal performance, and that's what we're seeing right now in Charlottetown.
Masito is back to serve. Still waiting for my book to go over the other side of the rail. Luckily, again, it comes on our side. Good serve for Masito, overpassed by D'Souza. Masito joins the fray and sets up Waterman. Finn, Masito, and from the back row, Fenema. Violation on the Kings.
That was interesting. Ryan Plant's shoe fell off when he went to go play that ball, and Charles Parkinson having a little bit of a chuckle over there. You see it all the time on those top 10 shows, on all those sports replays, and shoes coming off, and sometimes they'll throw the shoe at their opponents, but that doesn't tend to happen in volleyball, mostly in basketball.
Fathers sets up Dubinsky. Macito does well. A lot of guys exchanging roles right now in this point. Brisbane, Dubinsky eats up Adrian Best.
Yeah, great shot down the line by Dubinsky, and a little bit of sloppy play that's uncharacteristic of these two Titans from the West, to see who the best team out of the West is. But that's the way the game is played. Vitor Macito probably took a ball that was probably going out, but that's what happens. You got to take it, then you try to turn over. I thought it was a great set opportunity.
There's Vitor. Far side sets up Jeremy Finn off the block and out for Jeremy.
Nice set, just a quick, nice little set from Vitor Macito, and he's just such a dynamic player. Manages so well his offense and his sneaky hands.
That's the 7th kill for Jeremy Finn. Peters with a grit of his teeth and a big swing, but he comes up too long. Three to 1, Camosun. Is this one starting to turn?
Maybe the tide is turning, and Victoria, BC, they know all about the tide. Not so much at Red Deer.
Brisbane can't get it over the net. Good Dubinsky. 4 to 1.
Yeah, some great steals here from the Chargers, and Red Deer. Geez, maybe they're missing that leadership of Finnegan on the floor.
The 5th-year senior is Finnegan. Brisbane, Dubinsky, nicely done for Nick.
Yeah, a little bit of an off-speed shot, and just try to select more of a pathway, trying to find seams out there to try to get the kill from Dubinsky.
4 to 2. Kristen D'Souza on the service line.
Dubinsky with 11 kills in the match here with that last kill.
Nice serve by Cashton, and the dig by Cashton, but couldn't get it to Fathers.
Fenneman leading the way on the Chargers side with 9 kills, 1 error on 17 swings. Getting some great digs out of both teams here, 25 and 23 after 2 sets of play.
Brisbane, Fathers off the block and out. 5 to 3.
Nice shot off the block there, off the touch for the Red Deer Kins, trying to claw their way back in this match, down by 2.
On the near side. Big swing for Fenema. That goes long, and now here come the Kings, 5 to 4.
Great couple of steals here for the Red Deer Kings. Like I mentioned, it's just seeing side-out battles and then trying to grab some steals. That's the difference in these matches.
Serve into the net for Justin Lucas. 6 to 4. Back to serve is Ryan Plant. Great serve for Ryan. Right in front of Regan Fathers.
Yeah, that float is just so sneaky, and it just moved the last second, and Fathers not able to get to that one as it drifted away into that inside seam.
7 to 4. Plant again. Fathers. Brisbane. This side for Dubinsky. And nicely done. Adrian Best can't get to it on the near side. 7 to 5.
Adrian Best going over to give a couple hugs out in the crowd, try to pursue that ball, but just couldn't quite get to that second contact.
Dubinsky. There's Feeder. Sets up Fenema. The emphatic block by Turleski.
Man, despite the fact that was a trouble ball, Macito just set it on a dime on that one, and all kudos to him, but that was a big, big block from the Red Deer Kings.
7 to 6. Dubinsky trying to go on a roll. No, sir. The big response by Sadowski.
I mean, that's just how dialed in that Vidor is. He knows exactly where to put that ball, and that comes from Brazilian heritage. Brazilians just known for his phenomenal indoor and beach volleyball players.
On the service line is Spenema. Cashed into Sousa. No luck for Terleski. Sadowski again.
Yeah, nice 61 play right there, Bill. Your favorite words of the weekend, the 61. Right behind the head, especially on a transition play where Best came in really tight to the net to try to get that ball, and Vidor just sets that 61 and looked delicious.
Service error.
Fathers heads back to the service line here, down by 2. Kings struggling to try to get a lead here through the second set and now the third set.
And that was service error for Fathers. 10-7 for Camosun. The big Sadowski back on the service line. Fourth-year senior. Again, we were saying yesterday, the thing I like about Sadowski, he's a gamer. You can tell the dude just wants to win, wants to beat you badly.
Yeah, I can't wait to see him play for the national team program at some point.
That is going to sail on Dubinsky.
Another steal here for the Chargers, and a little bit of separation here. That's not what Coach Aaron Shula was looking at here.
11-7. Another serve for Sadowski. Into the net this time.
Just when you think that you've got the momentum, and there's just a few service errors, and you have to agree that you like aggressive serves, and that's what is the tendency here. But I'd like to see a lot more play.
Terleski, nicely set up, but a little bit too far for Waterman. He wants it off the block. No, sir.
Yeah, I think he was trying to get that call, but I don't think anybody was buying. Not very often that you see in men's volleyball that step around play where the middle goes all the way to the antenna with a slide.
From the pipe, Benema, and the big block by D'Souza, and he turns to his teammates and says, hey, how about that? Come on, let's go.
Yeah, they need some energy here in this one. It's for the Red Deer Kings, the defending national champions, they don't want to have their back to the wall here late in this third set.
11-10, another ace here for the Kings. We're all tied up at 11. This is a 4-point run for Red Deer. And coach has seen enough. He wants to call a timeout and get the Camosun Chargers settled down. At one point, it looked like they were seizing control of this match, but another response here by Red Deer. Thanks to everybody who's reached out to us on Twitter tonight. Special thanks to Josh Aldridge, does the great work there with the Red Deer newspaper. He was the one who was able to confirm for us that Finnegan has been battling that quad injury throughout the season. So thanks, Josh Aldridge, and thanks to everybody who's reached out so far.
It's always great to see, especially local newspapers, and Red Deer is a great community, and to be involved in volleyball, because on the East Coast, there's not as much media presence around volleyball matches. I know it's starting to pick up in Halifax a little bit. I mean, it's a big community, so the Chronicle Herald tends to pick up some of the Dalhousie Tigers stories in the AUS. Mount St. Vincent not getting that much recognition, on the college side, but UMB, St. Thomas getting a lot of press because St. Thomas men's volleyball team went undefeated, so obviously they're going to get a lot of newspaper coverage. But for newspaper reporters to be up on the beat like Josh Aldridge, that's phenomenal. It just shows the passion that people have in the West for volleyball, whether it's at this college level, the university level, or the national team level. It's just great to see guys like Josh Aldridge being that dedicated.
The Red Deer Advocate. And we're in a town right now, Charlottetown. The Guardian, they do an incredible job with local sport as well. They had this tournament, a great feature on the tournament in the paper this morning. Brisbane. Dubinsky gets into one, and now the Kings starting to flex some muscle. A 5-point run
Yeah, I think that they're going to look at setting Dubinsky a lot more in this match. Father's struggling a little bit. Maybe we'll see some sneaky stuff out of Luke Brisbane.
Masito, Fenema from the back row. The Brisbane, the runner. Fenema's there. Jeremy Finn blocked and out off of Brisbane.
Great call by the linesperson. That ball just landing on those green tiles was very close to hitting that little tape, that white tape that borders the court here, but big old battle here at Charlottetown, 12-12.
Masito, overpass, and Finn takes full advantage on the mistake by McIntyre.
Man, Brisbane gets so high up on the net. He's elbows up on that one, even a little bit more. Just such a smart player, too. Knows that ball's going to be overbumped, gets there, makes sure to look at the shoulder to get the right angle.
14-12. Or 13-13, sorry. Back on the service line is Brisbane.
The rookie was the captain of his team.
Masito. Nicely done with the left hand for Ryan Plant. Regan Fathers had to wait for it, rolls one over. Masito takes a look and chooses Fenema. Not a bad choice.
Yeah, I've seen a lot of pipe options here out of Masito, and he's just such a smart setter. He's able to set quicks and running that fast option. We saw that from Limoilou, and just so interesting to watch this play.
Big block at the net for Fenema. On to Sousa. Dubinsky blocked over there this time by Plant. Gets it back from Waterman. They come up with a shot to Sousa. He's blocked. Back and forth went Waterman, and then at that time with Fenema, he makes the key block.
Yeah, I mean that's the big block from the Chargers here, able to just make sure they got the net presence and not really giving the opportunity for Red Deer to get past it.
Another serve for Jeremy Finn. To Sousa, 15-13 Camosun. Nice play for Justin Lucas.
Yeah, nice sneaky little play there. Set I think a little bit off, so you see some of the fans in the crowd that are showcasing that play where he was, put the right hand up a little bit behind the head, kind of almost a reverse dunk, if you want to call it that, without carrying that ball.
Christian De Sousa into the net for or pass to De Sousa. Into the net, 16-14. Back on the service line is Waterman. Nice serve for Waterman. That is in. 17-14 for Camosun.
Camosun getting a couple steals here, and that's why Aaron Schul is going to call timeout. Man, it's not what I expected. This Camosun team is really showcasing their talents here now. Just Vitor Rosillo just running such a great offense for that Chargers team. And, Finnegan, obviously, he's the missing link here for this Red Deer team. And you hope that for the Red Deer Kings that get back into this battle. I mean, it's only a 3-point difference. So, Red Deer can definitely get themselves back into this match. But, they're not really executing in the way that I feel that they can.
We're just talking at the last break about journalist support at the local sport level, and then you have one of our favorites, Lynn Boudreau, checking in on the Twitter. And whenever you go to Charlottetown, any local sporting event you go to, I give you 95% chance you're going to run into Lynn Boudreau.
Yeah, and her kids, she's got twin boys, and they do a lot of sports. They play volleyball, they play basketball, they do it all. But their top sport is biathlon. Man, and they are phenomenal biathletes. Yeah. And they had a great result at the Canada Games out in Prince George, BC, able to perform there. And Lynn Boudreau, I've known her for quite a few years, from her UPEI women's volleyball coaching days through Volleyball PEI as their technical director, amongst many other things. I mean, just a great person in the boardroom and great family person as well.
Regan Fathers. Oh, no look think he's got going on there?
Just trying to show that swagger,
Yeah.
you know, trying to show that swagger. Came in for that 40, you know, trying to couple quick options right there with the middle as well. So Fathers came in quick and just trying to create some confusion on the other side. Well executed.
Big left-handed swing by Plant. This time they come near side for Fenema. Kings are staying alive. Tough set for Fathers, makes it work. And there's a violation on the Chargers. Here come the Kings now.
It was funny because it looked like Shula was going to be irate if there was no net violation call on that one, but Kingsbury very strong on that net call, so point will go to the Kings.
17-16, Masito. Big swing from Sadowski.
Yeah, I mean, it's just so strong. Like, and that's what we talk about Masito. He creates all these options and all these windows. And, you know, as an offense, all you're trying to do is create separation in the block, trying to find weaknesses. And there's great videos you can see on Volleyball Source Mag website. You can go see about Vincent Pichette, the men's national team assistant coach, with some great videos about separating the block, trying to create offenses that will make it easy for you, especially if you run quick options or if you have a lot of dynamic hitters, is that it makes it so much harder for the block to block on the other side, and that's what Sadowski does for the Chargers, and especially with Masito, a phenomenal setter.
Masito, Fenema, McIntyre. Regan Fathers rips into one, and we're tied up at 18.
Yeah, great steal here from the Red Deer Kings, and Fathers just jacked up. He's just pumped about that point because they need to get back in this match for the Kings.
18-18, here's Dubinsky. That is off the antenna for Fenema.
I think everybody in the gym knew about that one. You could hear the entire Red Deer bench and the Red Deer faithful. I think we might have heard it through the computers here all the way back to Red Deer about how that touched the antenna.
Masito, a 51. Quick block though for Terleski. And now he's fired up.
Few steals here, and that's going to cause Charles Parkinson to call timeout. Nice little run here from the Red Deer Kings and Shula, and he's taking aside Terleski just to talk a little bit about what he's going to have to do, because obviously Terleski not really getting the big blocks on Sadowski that he needs to. That's a big matchup, you know. Masito is just abusing the block on the other side because he runs so fast. And that's a funny thing, because we're looking at Masito. Masito needs to run some better options maybe a little bit, and that's what Charles Parkinson's talking to his setter about. And then Shula, the head coach from Red Deer, he's talking to Terleski just to make sure that he's identifying what Masito's going to do and the tendencies so he can get the right options on the block. Great to see just the little things that coaches do in order to talk to their team and their players, to try that competitive advantage.
A 6-1 run for Red Deer. The defending champs, momentum swing. Whenever you have these matchups between two juggernauts, there's always stretches of time where it looks like the other team is taking control of the match. And we've already seen 2 or 3 changes, huge changes in who it looks like is going to win this thing. And chances are good we're just going to 5 sets.
Oh, yeah.
We're just going to go to 5. That's out on the far side.
You know what? I might be disappointed if this match doesn't go to 5 sets. And it's been a long day. I just like my volleyball.
Gets longer tomorrow, my friend. We're on the air at 10 for 5 matches, culminating with Championship Saturday at 8 o'clock.
Gabriel Duval checking in. He was some fast coming off the bench to go all the way down and to get the sub in. He wanted to make sure that he could go back there to serve.
There's Duval. D'Souza. The block by Sadowski on Fathers. McIntyre sets up Dubinsky. That's not bad. Good job by McIntyre. He's fired up.
Yeah, McIntyre actually set a little bit behind the attack line, and usually you try to give it about a meter in front, but you got to give it to Dubinsky here. Got a great swing on that one and got the kill. Another 2-point differential here between these two teams.
Regan Fathers, 21-19. Masito, crafty, A good dig by Dubinsky, though. D'Souza gets into one. Venema gets it started. Finn finishes it off. 21-20.
Great digs and great sets here by the Chargers. And so well played and just a back and forth battle. But we could be seeing a side out game here.
Here's Sadowski. McIntyre. Brisbane. And into the net for Dubinsky.
Yeah, that set was a little bit further back than I think that Dubinsky wanted, so Brisbane's got to solidify his hands here. A nice steal, so it's an even match. We're all at deuce, 21-21.
Sadowski. Dubinsky. Tip play for Masito. Jeremy Finn had to wait for it and not allowed Terleski to get over for the block.
And that's part of what Aaron Shula talked about. He just wanted to make sure that they were ready at the block. And Terleski, the Australian, great block, a great read on that overbump.
The Regan Fathers family watching in Adelaide, Australia. Great to hear you guys.
Awesome. Let us know what time it is there. We want to know.
Big hit by Fenema. 22-22.
Yeah, Fathers, I think, thought that ball was going to go out, but was about 3 squares in on the sport court tiles.
Masito. There's Brisbane. Dubinsky. A big swing for the Calgarian. 23-22 in this pivotal third set.
A little bit of nice steal here from the Red Deer Kings. Brisbane at the service line. CCAA Men's Volleyball Player of the Year.
There's Brisbane. Adrian Best. Ryan Plant. Dubinsky. Overpass and then a mistake by McIntyre. Camosun trying to take advantage. They will with Plant. 23-23.
Great transition defense, but just noticing a couple overbumps, and guys at the front row could have smashed that right back down, but didn't take that option. Just want to resettle back up and get back into it.
Service error at a critical time for the fifth-year senior, Jeremy Finn. And we have set point for Red Deer. Biggest point of the match so far. D'Souza. Good serve. Nicely done by Adrian. Ryan Plant will score.
That is a massive block on the Red Deer side, and that blew it right off the block and out the back. Just not able to reach that one. At some point, somebody's going to give here. There's going to be a steal on some side. It's been a side-out game for a while here.
Doug Waterman. High into the air. Dubinsky. Masito was there, nicely done. And now Masito will get a free ball over. McIntyre takes a seat. Brisbane sets up Dubinsky. Yes, sir. The senior.
Masito, a great run now to go get that ball and make sure to push it over on the other side, but not able to get a big block up on that one as Red Deer steals the point.
Another set point for the Kings. Finn, Masito, Venema. D'Souza was there off the block. Regan Fathers, that's going to sail on Regan. No touch to Camosun.
Yeah, he just thought that maybe they would get it on that transition there, especially get a big block up. Usually you'd be able to transition that off the block and then get the kill, but Fathers just well wide on that one.
25-25. Back to work goes Dubinsky, but the Chargers keep it alive. Sadowski gets it over. Brisbane. Terleski, 4 hits. Or lift, sorry, on the Chargers.
Yeah, it's a contested call here. Charles Parkinson not happy about that one. Automatically comes over is Finn on the Chargers side. Really not happy, especially so late in the match. But you know what? You don't make that call, Aaron Schul is going to be upset. So, you know, I thought it was the accurate call. And then you respond that way, and I'm sure that Jeremy Finn's looking up at the referee, and they got that point back, feeling as though that they earned it, and they did earn that point. You know, it could have. That's the difference. You know, you don't make that call. Maybe the Chargers make a play, and then they've won this set already.
Yeah, here's Fenema, floats one in there. McIntyre dug it out. Dubinsky, and now if you're Red Deer, here's the issue. This is your 4th set point. At some time, you got to capitalize. 3 set points have gone by the wayside. And with the family watching in Adelaide, Australia, here is Regan Fathers. That's going to sail on Regan.
Man, just so tough. It's so deflating. You know, you've almost got that momentum. You've got a big kill, a big point, potential set point, and then you float it well long. You know that Terleski is going to be going back there, and he's going to have to put his serve in if they end up siding out this one.
Sadowski, mishit to the Chargers, and now here's the Chargers' first set point. Timeout. Called by Red Deer.
Yeah, Schul is calling timeout, and just an unfortunate play. That reception just way too fast for Brisbane to get to it, and a little bit of a double contact on that one, the accurate call. And wow, what a match that we have here. Like, and we thought that after that first set, it was going to be a letdown of a match, because we were touting it as, you know, the match of the tournament. Well, I was saying it, and I'll say it again. Match of the tournament. But, you know, after 25-14, you're like, holy smokes, maybe the Chargers aren't going to come out for this one. They, you know, decide not to show up against a very skilled Red Deer defending champs team. But here are the Chargers, the #1 seed, and with a potential set point, looking to lead this match 2-1. I mean, both teams are looking for it, but man, the Chargers, Macedo, just unbelievable with the hands and just knowing his options. And especially, you know, with the controversial lift call, which I thought was the right call, because he kind of brought that from one shoulder over to the other. But you know, I'm telling you, this Chargers team is showing their wares here.
One of the best matchups we've seen, definitely that I've ever seen throughout my broadcasting career of any sport. But the battle of the setters, two high-performance setters right here.
Oh yeah, I mean this is what volleyball is all about. Especially we're talking about two international, like Brazil versus Australia. You know, like it's quite a battle.
Sadowski gets into a serve. Dubinsky responds. Does about a millimeter away from hitting the lights.
And you see the smile. Like, I couldn't even see Macedo's face, but I could tell that he was smiling as soon as he did the double. You know, he knew that he wasn't going to get away with it. And Charles Parkinson had the same smile on his face. It was just like, oh, he could have had that, but you had to call that.
That's the 5th set point for Red Deer. And it sails for Terleski.
Wow, Charles Parkinson, you know, have another smile on his face, and just some service errors, you know, from the Red Deer Kings, not giving themselves a chance.
Camosin has had a set point as well. A joust won by Jeremy Finn. 29-28.
Wow, what a set this is, and I'm telling you, Finnegan is a missed piece on this offense, but they still have some options. Cash D'Souza, no slouch in this match. He's having a great game, but wow.
30-28. We're off to a 4th set with the Chargers now in control. And will the Kings this time tomorrow look back on this and think, man, we had 5 chances to take that 3rd set.
Oh, I know. And it's like, and you're talking about missed serves. I mean, that's the heartbreak component of it. At least if you put the serve in, you give your block a chance to stuff them down. You know, like you want to show a presence at the net, but you know, when you And I always talk about this when I'm doing webcasting and color commentary, is the fact that, you know, serving is the one volleyball action that you're completely in control. You know where the service line is, you know where the sidelines are, you got to serve in between them, you got to serve behind the service line, and the net is at the same height. There's no type of wind that's going to alter that distance, and you know that that's that one thing that you can control in the entire match. And, you know, to serve it way out the back or into the net, just unfortunate mistakes. And, you know, sometimes coaches, you're okay with serving it out the sides because, you know, you're trying to go at seams, you're trying to get players to move. But if it goes well at the back, it's just, you're not giving yourself a chance. And that's what happened to Red Deer there. They just couldn't get the opportunities to really, down the stretch, give themselves a chance at winning that third set and getting a one-set advantage here. So, Camosun is doing a great job here so far. Macedo and Sadowski, you know, and it's been some great volleyball here at the Center for Community Engagement in Charlottetown.
The 2015 CCAA Men's Volleyball Championships on Bell Alliant Community One, the leader in local sports webcasting in Atlantic, Canada, in conjunction with CCAA TV. From Holland College, here at the Center for Community Engagement in downtown Charlottetown. B. McLean Sports on Twitter, making our way to Championship Saturday, back on the air at 10 a.m. Atlantic time tomorrow. Consolation round action, working our way towards the bronze medal game at 6, and then the Championship Saturday at 8. Limolu, they're just sitting back at the hotel right now, just watching these two teams beat the tar out of each other with their feet up, saying, give it to each other, boys. Wear each other out. Because they're going to be getting the winner of this one tomorrow night at 8.
Yeah, Rock Picard and his coaching staff still here, scanning, analyzing. I'm sure that the boys are watching in the hotel rooms on the webcast, making sure that they focus in and trying to get you know, some tips and hints out of this match. And you know, Limolu had a great performance in that national semifinal. You know, just a great run by a great team.
Ian McAlpine checking in on Twitter. Thanks, Ian. Ian Finnegan re-aggravated a groin injury, or a quad injury.
Quad injury, that's right.
And that was early on in the first set and has been out ever since.
Yeah, Natasha Dubé checking in as well. She's not sure if she's in the house or she's watching the webcast back in the hotel room, but enjoying. She said this game, wow.
Here come the Kings. Brisbane, Terletsky, or Lucas, sorry, nicely done.
Aaron Shula giving some laser eyes. If looks could kill, I think there'd be a mass murder here, or at least of one official on that call. Thought that there was a wonky play on that second contact on the Charger side.
19 kills for Nick Dubinsky and 13 for Cameron Fenema to lead their respective squads. D'Souza. Dubinsky right back to work. That's his 20th kill.
Yeah, Ryan Plant and Cameron Fenema got tied up there in the backcourt. So got Plant a little too late at that block, and they were able to take well advantage with Dubinsky getting that kill from the right side.
In your battle of these two incredible setters, Luke Brisbane, 36 assists, a service ace, 8 digs. Macedo, 2 kills for Macedo, 36 assists, a service ace, 7 digs. There's no separation between those two right there.
Oh, it's unbelievable.
A good start for the Kings with Brisbane on the service line. 3-0. Good job, Adrian Best. High in the air. That was Regan Fathers, couldn't get it down. Fathers blocks Jeremy Finn emphatically.
Man, that was quite a block, and well across the net, but because they had third contact on the Charger side, there was no other option, so Fathers gets a nice touch and straight down.
Here's Brisbane.
Ian McAlpine's probably getting some inside information. He's doing the Volleyball Source Mag website game recaps.
That's no luck for Fathers. And finally on the board is the number 1 seed, Camosun Chargers.
Yeah, some weird mobility there, from Fathers, expecting him to get a better swing on that.
That's going to sail wide for Jeremy Finn.
I think the Cashin D'Souza blew that ball out to the court. He's following it. It looked like he was blowing at that ball to make sure it fell on those green tiles.
Back to serve is Regan Fathers. Benema, Macito, and Waterman comes up short.
Yeah, I just think that the ball was just a little too far ahead of Waterman on that play, so hence why it went right in the middle of the net, and that's going to cause Charles Parkinson to call timeout. 6-1 lead here, especially it was a 4-point run. Chargers took 1, and then another 2 points from the Red Deer Kings.
6-1. The guy on the horn below us, I'm not sure if he's been overserved tonight at a local establishment here in Charlottetown or not, but
he's actually one of the Augustana parents.
That's kind of a
so he's cheering on Red Deer.
It's kind of a wonky song he's got going on right now, but a little more the morning rendition of the Viking horn was a little more organized.
Yeah, I think that he was putting all of his eggs in one basket on that one, and this one I think he just wants to let people know that he's there. So obviously maybe he's trying to get people on the webcast to know that he's still watching, supporting the ACAC conference with the Red Deer Kings, as an Augustana parent.
6-1 here, back on the floor. Over on the far side, there's Regan Fathers. So again, Fathers with the parents, family watching back in Adelaide. Great to have you guys reaching out to us on Twitter. Here comes Regan. Macito and Benema. Nicely dug out over there by Brisbane. Fathers does well. Benema, one of the points of the set so far, a good one, and the Chargers win it.
A little bit of two of the guys tangled up there over by the bench, but you see the floor wiper coming out, making sure that they dry the area, making sure that it's not slippery. I know that Macito went over there, and I think he stepped on a pile of water. Was trying to dry off his sneakers in the back court.
6-2. Big swing for Lucas. And unable to get it on the far side after the great dig by Macito.
I mean, that's just so tough. I mean, you make an incredible dig off the block, get the ball back into play, and then miscommunication to end that point in favor of your opponent. It's just such a heartbreaker, but Macito's able to get back into that one.
Service there, 7-3. Back to serve again is Ryan Plant. Good looking serve for Ryan. D'Souza. Dubinsky coming our way. Nearly took out Eric Moffitt.
I tried to get a swing on that one, but it was well too high. It was probably a normal set for Sadowski, but for me it's way too high. I can't jump that high.
8-3. Macito. Sadowski blocked, gets it right back. Benema. Nicely done by McIntyre. Great pass, and Sadowski, a big block on Terleski.
Yeah, the big man Sadowski gets that big block. He was just so dialed in with Terleski, and man, was that an emphatic block.
8-4. Back to service, Benema. Nicely done, Brisbane. There's that jumping ability of Brisbane.
And that's part of why he's the CCAA Player of the Year. And I thought he might take a couple opportunities earlier to try to make some dunks, but I mean, you obviously want to set your teammates to try to get some more action out of them.
D'Souza, 9-4 for the Kings. Finn blocked on the far side by Brisbane and Terleski.
It's an interesting call because I thought as though that was first contact. And I think that Charles Parkinson's going to send his captain over to talk about that one.
Jeremy Finn pleading that it went off his foot. And Finn
not winning that one.
Throwing the ball to a fan.
Well, I think that he was trying to get it, just to put it into the area near the ball shagger. But
Best, Macito. Venema blocked at the net. Getting over there is Ryan Plant, but unable to save it. To the Kings, 11-4.
Yeah, they're going to say that ball came in back in to the Chargers' side, inside the antenna on that one.
D'Souza to serve again. In the back row. That is 2 Chargers.
Coach Shula is just, he wanted that dig, I think, for his player, for D'Souza, but, you know, I think that they just don't want to increase the intensity of the match, you know, let the referee, and hopefully, you know, karma will work in their favor, like made it just happen right there.
Serving to the net for Sadowski. Well, you know, it's been such a war, and you just see that both teams' tempers are starting to get a little bit short out there. It's just that stage of the match.
Well, I mean, it's just so tough, right? Because of the format of the tournament is the fact that these teams, if you lose this match, you still have a chance of bronze medal, but you got to play 2 more matches tomorrow, and you don't want to get yourself in that position. You want to go for gold.
There's a big swing for Waterman on the step around, 12-5.
Yeah, that step around, like I mentioned earlier, not usually something that you see in men's volleyball, but you know, actually, I talked to one of my Peruvian friends, Sebastian Salazar, and he likes running that option. I guess it's run quite a bit in South America, and I think that's the bind that they have with Vitor Macedo.
The serve by Macedo. Brisbane. Regan Fathers. Joust at the net. Won by the Chargers with Waterman. 12-6.
There is a high standard of ball control here, and to be honest with you, it's such a tough call to make because with Lucas, it's the fact that his back was to the referee, so didn't really have the ability to see that ball cleanly unless that Martin Kingsbury gave him the hint that there was a lift on that.
Brisbane. Dubinsky. Over 20 kills right now for Dubinsky. Finn. Patrick McIntyre. And Macedo had to get there. Best sets up Plant, and he's blocked by Regan Fathers and Jason Lucas.
Man, the Kings are on fire right now, leading 13-7 in this 4th set, and looking like so far, if we saw anything between the 2nd and 3rd set that were full of side outs after side outs after side outs, that, you know, if this game continues as a side out game, well, obviously Red Deer will win. Can't imagine that Camosun's going to get any type of steals.
Big swing on the near side for Fenema, 13-8.
Or that many number of steals, I should say, just to correct myself for the fans at home. Sometimes you just wipe away, you say, all right, let's book in the 4th set. Sometimes you want to concede that 4th set. Just say, you guys have it, let's just go to the 5th. Let's start at 0 again.
Regan Fathers back to work on the far side.
That's a little better for Regan Fathers. I know that he has struggled with a couple swings in that last set and hoping for some better things from the Aussie here at Charlottetown.
14-8. Fathers to serve. Fenema. Macedo. Fenema gets it back. Lots of space there, but Finn got there. And then crafty, but a good dig by Brisbane as the setters again going at each other. Fenema. Fathers. Brisbane. Dubinsky. As Ian is saying on Twitter, Ian Lahe, Man, Dubinsky's tough as nails.
Oh, I know, just so tough, and he's such a strong guy and such a strong presence at the net.
15-8, Regan Fathers. That's off the ceiling here at Holland College.
Jeff may be checking in on Twitter, and I think he's putting in a pretty safe bet.
Yeah.
He's saying well, first of all, he said he was very impressed with the Red Deer transition game. It's just too bad about those missed serves in the third set, and I talked a little bit on that. But then he said if this game doesn't go 5, he owes us a cold one, and I don't know if I'm going to take that bet. The odds are well in favor of this going 5.
The Chargers trying to make a charge here, 16-9. Back to service, Waterman. Destined for 5 sets, it would appear, unless Waterman and the Chargers can go on a run. D'Souza. Quick side out again for RDC. Back to serve is Lucas. We're going late into the night here in beautiful Charlottetown. 17-9 in the 4th set. We'll change a pace serve. And nice give and go, and finished off by Sadowski.
Looks like Brisbane's not going to, I think they were very upset about the call, but they're not going to challenge the call on that one. They thought that Vitor Macedo lifted that ball, brought it back, especially where it was going to go across the other side of the net.
Ryan Plant, Patrick McIntyre. Quick 51 there with Terleski.
I'd say that's probably a little bit more of a 40, just for the fact that there's a little bit of separation between the setter and the middle on that one, and it's not that I'm correcting you. I'm entertaining and educating, Bill. It's a nice 40, just so it's a little closer to the left side player.
There's Jeremy Finn rolling one over. 18-10. A nice big swing for Dubinsky over the far side. 19-10. Bill McLean here with the assistant to the traveling secretary, Eric Moffat.
I'm glad that I'm gonna have the ability of having a nap underneath my desk tonight. This has been some great volleyball. We're back at it tomorrow morning at 10 o'clock here for the consolation semifinals.
Just you on that 10 o'clock call.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah, that's just you.
I picked the short end of the stick. But
19-10.
Yeah, consolation semifinal tomorrow, so it's going to be St. Thomas taking on St. Clair out of Ontario. And then the other consolation semi, which is going to be you, Bill McLean, at 12 o'clock, which is going to be the loser of this match taking on Niagara. So that should be a pretty good matchup, all those 4 teams trying to vie their way into the bronze medal game, which will be at 6 p.m. tomorrow night. We do have the 7th place game between Augustana and Holland College, which is going to be at 2 p.m. But obviously, Limoilou, the Cinderella story of the tournament so far, will be playing tomorrow night, 8 p.m. against the winner of this match. Yet to be determined. Right now, it's looking like it's going to go to an exciting 5th set here in Charlottetown. The best volleyball that Charlottetown has probably seen in a very long time.
RDC trying to finish off this 4th set. Are the defending champs. Camosun. Quick response out of the timeout with Sadowski.
Yeah, the big man gets a nice big kill out of the middle there, and well set up by Macedo, and trying to get back into this game. It's an 8-point differential here. But I think that Charles Parkinson and his squad, they might just mail it in for this 4th set. Go for a big battle in that 5th.
Dubinsky. Easily up to 25 kills. We'll have our official stats up here at the end of the 4th quarter, but he had 19 at the end of the 3rd set.
Yeah, Remenda got a nice touch on that one. Felt as though that ball was still up. Nobody really could get to it, but he was trying to provide some urgency to this team here in this 4th set.
Big block on Sadowski and a fist pump for Regan Fathers.
I know Sadowski's probably wanted to argue that call, but really when it came down to it, off the block, off the top of his head, and then he tried to push the ball up with his hand, so that is a double contact, 2 separate volleyball motions.
21-11. D'Souza unloads. Jeremy Finn blocked by Terleski and Brisbane, the Australian connection on the far side.
Yeah, Terleski getting a massive block here and letting the Chargers know, and that's part of the old, trying to pump the boat here, and this is the tide turning back in the favor of our DC.
22-11. Good serve for D'Souza, give him an ace.
Yeah, you think that Adrian Bass would have got to that ball. He's been very solid, near errorless in this match here so far, but got aced on that one.
23-11. Macito. Ryan Plant getting himself fired up for the 5th set.
Yeah, it's a great swing by the Chargers here and going really across the corner, and right at Finnegan that's on the bench nursing that quad injury.
23-12. Dubinsky, dude has just been a monster for Red Deer.
It's just unbelievable. The left-handed right side player just being a monster, and it just shows to the quality of the program that RDC brings in.
Set point. Finn will push it for at least another point. Red Deer will need a side out for set, and then we're going to go to number 5, and it's a sprint to 15. 24-13. Here is Macito. Dubinsky, how fitting. Can't wait to see the totals here. We're going to have our assistant bring them up here. But he's easily up to 26, 27 kills. We'll go to our 5th set in this classic on semifinal Friday from the CCAA Men's Volleyball National Championships from Holland College in beautiful Charlottetown, Prince Edward Island. Friends, great to have you with us, and hope you managed to spread the word and send some links and get as many people watching this, because if you're not watching this and you like volleyball across the world, of course, we have the potential to be watched worldwide. Hence our friends in Adelaide, Australia watching us.
Yeah, exactly. And I heard yesterday that there was a German recruit from one of the teams that was watching in, wanting to see what the programs are all about in the conference. And, just interesting to hear from all the people. And, surprised I haven't heard from Josh Nickel or Everett Delorme yet. And usually they try to give me the gears a little bit, but maybe they're resting all of their material for tomorrow night's gold medal final with Limoilou and the winner of this 5th set, obviously. Kind of interesting to see this match. It's a tale of 2 different styles of volleyball. That first set, 25-14 for the Red Deer Kings, and the Kings won that 4th set 25-13. But then the Chargers always back and forth in it. They know how to battle, but just so interesting that those two middle sets that the Chargers won were so close, but then the Red Deer Kings blow out the Chargers, and that shows the experience that the Red Deer Kings have, whereas the Chargers don't have as much experience at the national tournament, based on the program's history. And all kudos to Charles Parkinson and his crew at Camelson. And it's 2 great volleyball programs, and this is why I talked about the fact that once the seeding came out a couple weeks ago, that this was going to be the match of the tournament. Unless there was upsets in the bottom end of the draw where Red Deer and the Chargers weren't going to be in this match. But you just had to imagine that as Pierre Rock would say, the West is best, and we are seeing the best of the West. So you know, it'll be interesting to see who will come out in this fifth one. I'd love to hear from Jeff maybe what he thinks. I think that he likes Red Deer's transition, he mentioned on Twitter, but, you know, wanted to see what he thinks, you know, maybe the number 1 seed Chargers would come out in this one with a win, maybe a back and forth battle. You know, that mental ability of Macedo, just a phenomenal setter, just a great setters battle on both sides. You know, with Brisbane, the CCAA Men's Volleyball Player of the Year.
An incredible number of intriguing storylines here as this one has gone along. Of course, we started. If you're just joining us, and again, for those folks who are wondering if you just joined us, Tim Finnegan out early on, re-aggravated his quad that he's been battling all year. So we lost Tim Finnegan very early. That is why he is not in the lineup. 26 kills for Nick Dubinsky. 16 for Cameron Fenema to lead the Chargers. 47 assists for Brisbane, 46 for Macedo.
Yeah,
both have 10 digs.
Macedo's got 2 kills, so 2 dumps, whereas Brisbane's got the 1 dump. So really even 9 digs on one side, 10 digs on the other.
2 service aces for Brisbane. What a battle those two have had. There's Macedo. All right, so it's a sprint. And it's on the board first is Dubinsky, his 27th kill.
What a shot cross court from Dubinsky. Just absolutely going right at Macedo on that one.
The 4th-year Calgarian. And here's the 1st-year Australian, Luke Brisbane. Good serve off the net. Fenema responds, 1-1.
D'Souza pulled back on that one and was thinking about getting it, thought it might have gone out, but then it touched that line. So D'Souza taking responsibility for that one, but digs in his heel. 1-1 in this 5th set.
On the service line is Jeremy Finn. From way back. Tried a tricky one there, and that's a critical service error.
Well, you see that a lot because what happens is when you go all the way back and do a float serve is you don't really get the perspective, the depth perception of that play. So it kind of really, you know, because there's so much time for it to come over, is that you know, it really fools the reception on the other side. So that was the intention there of being so deep on that serve.
Two to 1 in the early going for the Kings. This is our 5th set. There's Regan Fathers. He's been outstanding for Red Deer. 9 kills of his own. Service error though here.
Chula trying to find some tempo here on this one. Just an unfortunate play. The officials, I think, brought in 2 of the balls. I know that one of them got caught up upstairs on the upper concourse, so they brought in a 3rd one, but they were able to recuperate, so they had 4 balls in play. And then they brought 2 in and forgot to bring one of those back out for the 5th set.
3-2. Service errors on both sides. 3 straight service errors. And now playable from Lucas. Ryan Plant. The overpass by Fathers. And then Ryan Plant. Kings thought they had 2 hits.
No, well, they were looking for a lift call, and that's what you saw Shula do. He showed a lift call because in volleyball, any first contact cannot be called for a double. So that's why you would never see a double call. If you see a double call, usually it would be a reserve, or they would just say, no, I should have made a lift call. And that's what they were looking for. They were looking for a lift call. I didn't think it was a lift. It was a pretty quick out of the hands.
Nicely done for Terleski. 3-3.
Just so tough, right? Because you're looking for every single little ledge, especially if you get caught in a side-out game. And the side-out game has not really worked for Red Deer through sets 2 and 3 because it went to Chargers. And that's what they don't want to get in that brand of game.
Well, there's Fenema. This is what Ian Leahy was saying on Twitter, you know, can Dubinsky keep going? And I think this is the 5th set is going to be maybe Fenema versus Dubinsky. Both
or Sadowski. Sadowski's just phenomenal.
Sadowski, yeah. Venema's got 16 kills. Service error. This is unbelievable. How anticlimactic is this, the way these teams have battled, and now we're having a battle of service errors between these two squads. 5-4. Here's De Sousa. We haven't had a real classic point yet. Ashton De Sousa. There's a good serve. Masito. Venema, and unable to get a clean block on it was Terleski. 5-5.
Back and forth game here in this 5th set. Just a side out, side out. Steal here, steal there. Phenomenal matchup here.
The big Sadowski. That's going to sail. Unbelievable.
I know. I mean, part of it is you want to be aggressive on the serve, and it's just so tough. Like, 2 of those serves that the Chargers had went right in the middle of the net, and that's unacceptable in the 5th set to put that serve right in the middle of the net. If you hit the tape and it goes down, at least you try to get a dribbler that went right across. It usually is a service ace, but not this time.
Brisbane, Dubinsky right back to work. Give him 28 kills.
You can't feed him all the time on the ball, can you? I mean, he had through 4 sets of play 48 swings, so that means that he averaged 12 swings on those, and just unbelievable.
7-5 in the 5th set. Masito, oh yeah, nice and crafty for Veter. 7-6, and Masito back to serve. Regan Fathers. Dubinsky, oh my. What a performance, win or lose. This performance by Dubinsky.
So you're trying to say it's going to be a lock that Dubinsky gets player of the match for the Red Deer Kings. Is that what you're alluding to?
What's that?
That Dubinsky's going to be the player of the match for the Red Deer Kings no matter what happens?
I think so.
It's got to be Dubinsky. I mean, he's unbelievable on the swing, and I mean that's what it comes from, being a left-handed right side player, just so monster, and he hits those great angles. And the beauty part is he's finding the seam right in between the 2 right side players, that Masito and Ryan Plant. Well, I guess in this rotation it would be Finn, Jeremy Finn.
Luke Brisbane on the service line. Eight to 6 for the Kings. Here's Brisbane. Adrian Best, Masito. No luck for actually a violation on the Kings.
Yeah, it went off the block and just barely out onto the green tile, so point will go to the Chargers.
8 to 7. Back to serve. That one is in for Jeremy. Dubinsky this time blocked by Waterman, and a fist pump by Ryan Plant.
Just a monster block by Ryan Plant, and then wow. That's a nice steal here from the Chargers, and we're all at even here. It's a race to 7 now. Jeremy
Finn. Overhit by McIntyre. Easy pickings for Venema, and the Chargers have the lead.
Masito is pumped up. He just did a little dance, and I think that Shula did not like that dance, so he's going to call timeout for the Kings and try to regain the momentum here. They were up 8 to 6 in this match. A triple threat. That the story's writing over again. That happened in the earlier sets. When Camosun ended up winning sets 2 and 3. It was a 3-point swing. Kept on siding out. Great side out battle back and forth. But just not happening. And Coach Charles Parkinson talking with his setter, Masito, just trying to make sure he runs the right options, trying to take advantage of what he feels as though are the weaknesses on the block on Red Deer. I'd like to know, but he running those 40 plays and the 61s, and and also that step around is just trying to create confusion. That's what brings Macedo all this great glory. And Brisbane on his other side, he wants to rally his troops, get them back into this game. Down by 1, this game ain't over. It could go far. We could be even looking at extras, and that'd be some exciting volleyball here in Charlottetown. Treated for a great match here at the Center for Community Engagement.
Megan Friend reaching out on Twitter. The Aussie's Canadian mom there in Red Deer, cheering on her Australian boys. Good looking serve for Finn. McIntyre has that one under control. Lucas. Free ball. McIntyre. Brisbane. Dubinsky. Oh, played by Finn. They'll save it though. Would have gone out, but Finn plays it, and now another free ball for the Kings. Lucas took a little bit off it. Best was there. Ryan Plant. Kings are still in control of the point. Dubinsky. Violation on the Chargers.
One of those shake the head type of things, but got to make that call. Anthony Finnegan coming into the match here now for Regan Fathers. He heads back to serve. 9-9. Race to 6. Win by 2, always, as always.
There's Finnegan. Best. Macedo. Fenema gets into 1. And nearly taking out the official was Dubinsky. Obviously no intent there, but that was a little scary for a moment. Backing up was Dubinsky.
I mean, this is the level of play that you try to play as much as possible across all the court. And I know that at the FIVB World League, they have a smaller referee stand, just not as wide, so that it allows the players a little bit more leniency to play around the net post. But not the case here and across most gyms across the country when you play at this level.
In the midst of all that, the point goes to the Chargers, 10-9 now. Back to serve is Duval. Gabrielle Duval. Dubinsky. Rifles it past Finn on the far side.
Must be a guaranteed kill here for Dubinsky. I haven't seen him make too many errors, and he's just been so solid for this squad.
10-10. Punched over by Fenema. Lucas. And off the tape and out for Dubinsky.
You know what? I think that if that doesn't go off the tape, that ball was falling in. There was nobody there to defend that ball.
11-10. Ryan Plant back to serve. McIntyre comes back in for Lucas. There's Ryan. Brisbane gets it to Dubinsky. Well done, but Plant was there. Fenema. Off the antenna for Fenema.
Man, that was a great set by Brisbane. Just a one-handed set. Back over to Dubinsky, just trying to create an option here. Gets it's a side-out game, 11-11. This is some great volleyball.
Here's Dubinsky on the service line now. Best. Fenema gets into 1. Cameron responds.
Yeah, Fenema saw the one-on-one, a little bit inside on the block, but he hammered at that ball. And just surprised that West Coast Dave Corin left. He went on date night. He is missing out on this great match and the shout out on Twitter.
Fenema, 12-11. Off the tape. The dig for Best. It's another storyline too we'll talk about in a second. Brisbane. And there's a big swing for Dubinsky that goes off Ryan Plant. Couldn't quite get out of the way. But the job that Adrian Best has done at libero for Camosun tonight has been outstanding. I thought he won't see a ball for a long time, but when he does, he never makes a mistake.
Yeah, I mean that's why the liberos tend to be the unsung heroes of volleyball teams across the country.
There he is again. Great first pass. This time blocked by the CCAA Player of the Year, Luke Brisbane.
And that's our first steal from Red Deer late in this 5th set. And wow, unbelievable. Here we are, 2 points away. If this is a side-out battle, this could be a great match on our hands. Glad that you're joining us.
Castro de Sousa. There's Best again. Emphatic.
Wow. Wow. That was an amazing hit by Cameron Fenema, and just coming out of the pipe. That was a quick pipe hit. And those are so tough to hit, but oh man, Macedo is just so phenomenal on the hands and just looks so beautiful. What an emphatic 13 points, 13th point for the Chargers.
Best, Macedo, Fenema, and it's 13-13, and on the service line is Sadowski. And a service ace for Sadowski. 8 up fathers on the far side, and we have our first match point, and it belongs to the Chargers.
And that's a timeout called here by Aaron Shula, the former CCAA Coach of the Year, and the Camuson bench is really pumped up about this one. They're at match point, and you know, knowing that they're in tough against the CCAA defending national champion, and Camosun is just playing very well here in late and getting some nice steals.
14-13 for the Camosun Chargers, the number 1 seed. They get first crack at match. Limoilou is waiting. They booked their ticket earlier with a resounding victory. Dominant performance at times over the St. Thomas Tommies.
They executed their game plan well, and I mean, for a St. Thomas Tommies team, you know, first time that an ACA conference team had won a national quarterfinal matchup, you know, I think maybe that got in their heads that, you know, they accomplished one goal. You know, obviously the big goal was to win a national gold medal, and not to take away from you know, the Tommies play this weekend. But you know, it's just so tough. You know, there's not much respect, and I think that people come in with a lot of swagger against the Tommies.
Here is match point. McIntyre, Brisbane, Dubinsky. Can he save the day? Waterman, free ball for the Kings. Are we off to extras? Dubinsky, is there a touch? No touch. The Camosun Chargers are off to championship Saturday. A 15-13 fifth set victory in one of the greatest volleyball matches we'll ever see.
Wow, what a matchup here. And for the Camosun Chargers, it was just, what a match. 15-13 in the fifth set. Like, you know, other than going beyond that 15-point mark, just an unbelievable performance. And you could see that, you know, Charles Parkinson gave the old fist pump, and, you know, all kudos to him and his squad. You know, coming in here, they'll play a Limoilou team tomorrow at 8 p.m. local time. That's 4 p.m. back in British Columbia. So make sure to set your alarm and join us tomorrow. What a match this was, and you know, they're almost celebrating like it was a national championship. You know, and that's what I touted. This was a phenomenal match between these two teams, and despite the heartbreak here a little bit for the Red Deer Kings, who will not repeat as national champions, they'll still have an opportunity at a bronze medal through the long, you know, the backdoor gate. 12 o'clock match tomorrow against the Niagara Knights, and then they'll see the winner of the St. Clair Saints playing the St. Thomas Tommies. So it's quite a weekend here in Charlottetown, and a great match here in Charlottetown. Wow.
Nick Dubinsky, no surprise. He's your player of the match for Red Deer.
Wow, I mean, the amount of kills, he got over 30 kills in this match. He led by far both teams in kill count.
And no surprise here, Cameron Fenema. Any other day, we'd be talking about him as the best player of the match, but Dubinsky just happened to get over 30 kills, but Fenema had a match that ranks right up there as well. He was incredible all night long. 15-13.
Wow,
what a battle.
Game.
All right, so we're off to championship Saturday. It's set. Limoilou, the Teton versus the Chargers of Camosun. They'll shake hands. Warriors, who left it all on the floor.
A lot of respect between these two teams, you know, given the old back pat, you know, shaking of hands. You know, there's a lot of respect for the West, and It looks like the best out of the West.